I'm in Burlington County at the Air Victory Museum, which is on the grounds of South Jersey Regional Airport. The museum is really a giant hangar that houses military aircraft. Some of it's hanging from the ceiling. It also has lots of other artifacts that show the history of aviation. Curator Bob McGonigal is giving me a tour. How do you get all of these things here?
Most of the aircraft are on loan from the Navy. This particular one we own. That came out of a memorial in Georgia.
Can they fly?
Most of them were slung underneath a helicopter and brought here.
Under a helicopter?
Yeah, flown from Lakehurst.
Wow. How would you find out that there is a military aircraft that can come here? You want to bring it here?
Talking to Pensacola, the museum there, or the U.S. Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio.
There's a lot to see at the museum, and it's great taking a tour with Bob. He has these interesting backstories for every display.
This F-14, this was a very early one, and actually flew in Vietnam over the withdrawal from Saigon. It was guarding the withdrawal.
So this one was actually
in Vietnam.
Do you ever have veterans come here who were pilots?
Yes, we do.
You do?
And, they all have an affinity to whatever airplane they flew.
Sure. It's amazing to see fighter jets up close. That's not something you normally get to see. And Bob showed me something else I'll bet most people have never seen before.
This particular one is laid out with a nuclear bomb hanging on it.
Wow. So that's the nuclear bomb right there?
One with the blue tip on it.
That's a nuclear bomb?
Yes.
It doesn't look scary.
Not very big, is it?
Yes, no.
When that's dropped, there's a parachute in the back. They're doing about 725 miles an hour when it's dropped.
Yeah.
The parachute stops, it drops down to 35 miles an hour in just a second or two.
Okay.
And then it comes down slowly, which gives the pilot time to get out of the neighborhood.
Right.
And then when he's doing that, this is mounted up in the cockpit in order to protect him from the light blast so that he's not blinded. He will fly out of there using instruments only.
Wow. That's unbelievable. The museum is full of surprises, and not just with the aircraft. You'll see uniforms from all military branches, including some from different countries, like Russia and Thailand, and artifacts from soldiers serving in wars as far back as World War I. There's a kids zone, but of course the biggest attraction sits right in the middle of the museum.
This is a P-80 built in 1944, and it was flying in 45. But this never made it over to Europe. So this was flown only here in the States. And then somebody crashed it in 47.
Oh.
So we only have half an airplane. But if you'd like, you could go up the steps and...
I would like that, yes.
We encourage all our kids to come visit to go into this.
And since I'm a kid, I gotta try it.
I've sat in there enough.
This is really something I can't imagine. How long would a fighter pilot be in here?
This could be as long as 8 hours, depending on the amount of fuel that he's carrying.
I can't imagine being in here for 8 hours, especially if you close this.
With that closed, yes. So you don't want to be much over 5'8" sitting in that airplane.
There's so many dials and buttons. I've never thought about what it's like to sit in a military jet, but now that I have, I can't imagine being a fighter pilot. Bob, this was fantastic. There's so much to see here.
It was very nice having you here today.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed your tour.
You were a great tour guide. Thank you, thank you. I hope to come back again.
Come back with your family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is the Air Victory Museum. There is so much to see here. Kids will love this, but if you're an adult, you'll love it too. It's $4 for adults to come in, $2 for your kids. You'll see technology, all kinds of memorabilia, and of course, the real live jet fighter planes. This is the Air Victory Museum in Lumberton. You should stop by.